decided as a board are the most important to us that we're going to focus on are going to be the priority for time, talent, and financial resources. And in pursuit of those goals, the superintendent shall not honor these values as expressed as these guardrails. All Be Legendary does is give you a framework that lists evidence-based practices of boards that when the boards are engaged in these behaviors, they make greater progress on student achievement. And what you're choosing to do is less be legendary than choosing to change your adult behaviors and have this greater focus on student achievement. Be legendary is just a tool, a roadmap to help you in the intention that you set for yourself. Be legendary is not the thing that leads it. Your focus is what leads it. And what I usually recommend, what a lot of other districts have done, only the board has the authority to make, and the whole body, the authority to make decisions. Board members are free always to talk about whatever they want to talk about. But what is recommended is that there is a plan that the full board, you don't have to develop the plan. It's usually easier in a working group, but it doesn't have to be. Most boards are doing it that way. And then a plan is brought back to the full board for their input, and then who wants to participate? Hey, we're going to host a blah blah blah. Great. Who wants to organize that community forum? And the recommendation is always that there's a script and a PowerPoint, and that board members go out in at least pairs. Now, obviously, if it's more than two, it has to be a publicly posted meeting. But so no matter what, whether you're going out to another group or groups where people are coming to something you host, what they're hearing, and regardless of which board member or members, because I recommend always more than one, that what they're hearing is consistent in every single conversation, and that there is a process for getting to listen to them and get their feedback and get their input that is consistent across every single one of these conversations. So no matter which conversation a community member is going to, and which board members are hosting it, and where it is, their experience is going to be similar to their neighbor that went to a different one. You guys can do it however you want, but this is what we usually recommend for any board-led community engagement around this specific work, but absolutely can be customized to what your interests and needs are.
I think it would be good. It would show, like, if we did like a larger one or a little smaller ones, whatever, afterwards, that, okay, this is what, then it really gives them the scope of everything then.
Yeah. And then taking the information that you hear from your community members at all of these different, whether you've gone out to on the agenda of an existing group or they've come to you, and putting together your own, report for yourselves on this is what we heard. We had this many people come to these different things, and or that we visited with externally, and here were some common themes we were hearing. People really, really like, and find that these goals are really, really aligned, but there's this one other thing. Maybe we missed around whatever, our special ed kids, right? Maybe we need one focus just on our special ed kids. And that'll help, inform, your future decisions and focus. And also help build collaboration with your community as partners in this work, right? Let's see, there's something, like some hard decision that might come up as you're monitoring your data on reading, and you're like, what, we're going to have to cut this other thing in order to spend our money on something that's going to help increase our reading. And it might be a really, really hard choice to choose between reading and whatever that other thing might be. But if you've had these conversations with your community, they're going to be more receptive and understanding and supportive of that hard decision. If you've been engaging with them through this process at periodic intervals throughout the year, and at least once a year, even having a conversation with them about the progress you're making on your goals and your guardrails. You could even, as part of a community engagement plan, invite, like, hey, community, we're going to be monitoring reading this month. We invite you to come hear the conversation. And that can be really powerful. Let them see this forward. Let them be partners with you in this work in the sense of understanding and support that you're making. You know, you have your call how to make hard decisions. And then the whole ship is moving in the same direction for kids. That can be a really powerful thing.
Okay.
Other thoughts or questions?
Nope, I think we made progress now.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Yeah. Before we end our time together, just really quick, you know, as you reflect on not just today, but I think both of these conversations about that we've been together for setting our guardrails. As you reflect on this process and the conversations and the work you've done together, if you could summarize your reflections in one word, no explanation, there's no right or wrong word here, in one word, what would that one word be? We'll share first.
Sticking with last week's word, complicated.
Complicated.
Intriguing.
Thank you for going first.
That'll be
Spencer said intriguing.
Intriguing. Who was your next?
I'm trying to think. Go ahead if somebody has.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Engaging.
Engaging.
I guess I'm gonna say cohesive. I feel like it's helping us kind of try to, we're working as a goal.
Cohesive. Thank you. There's a gentleman in a gray zip-up fleece with glasses.
Oh, that's the business manager.
What was the question?
If you have one word to say
Here's
it.
some of your reflections of these two conversations in one word. No explanation. What would it be?
Helpful.
Helpful. All right. Is there anybody I didn't hear from? Because I can't see everybody.
I don't know unless you want to hear from Dr. Lugans.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Dr. Lugans.
I would just say it's productive because we're able to have these conversations and
It's productive.
gives insight.
Thank you.
Sorry.
I can explain it.
All right. Great work today. There are a lot of other places that you could have been, a lot of other choices of how you spent your time this morning. I think your commitment to being here for your students just really demonstrates the focus that you have. We're really lucky to have you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, well, I hope it warms up and you have a good day.
All right. Thank you all. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Hey, goodbye.
Okay, I entertain a motion to adjourn.
Moved.
Okay, we'll adjourn 7 a.m. next Tuesday.